I think we all knew that Louisville could possibly be a team that would struggle in the 2018 season, but I didn't really expect them to be or to have as rough of a season as they did. They ended up going 2-10, not even close to a bowl game. And so, how are they going to do in 2019? However, that is what we will be going over today. Louisville's schedule preview. We're going to be going over a few players that this team will be losing, who they're going to be returning, and also we're going to be looking at their schedule for the first time this offseason. Once again, in 2018, they went 2-10. Very challenging 2018 season with all the losses that they had. They were a very young team last season. The benefit of having a young team one season is that the next season will likely be a much better one because you're going to be much more experienced. Of course, though, with that Lamar Jackson, that quarterback loss, with that one, it's hard to say how much that or how impactful that was. I'd say it was very impactful knowing that they went 2-10. But of course, though, whenever you lose a high caliber, very great quarterback like Jackson was, he was a Heisman winner. You may struggle the next season after you lose him. But they do return young quarterback pass that will likely help. He kind of struggled last season, but definitely I think years of experience will help him. He's still going to be, I believe he'll be a junior next year. They also return both running backs. That's going to be helpful. Lose one receiver, 3 offensive linemen, 1 tight end. So you lose 5 starting offensive players, which that's a moderate amount. But considering you only lose 1 safety and 1 cornerback on defense, that isn't too bad. Defense will improve, but likely it won't be good. Their defense was just horrendous last year. They were giving up 30-plus points almost every single game, possibly even more than that. But yeah, defense hopefully will improve. Their defense can improve. That will help this team a lot because you can't give up 40, 50 points every game. And that's kind of what Louisville was doing last season. 2019 outlook will be good for Louisville. I'm not going to say great, though. I mean, you could expect possibly 4 or 5 wins. Definitely don't expect more than that, though. I just think, though, still a very young team, and I think it'll take time for them to rebuild. They're going to have a new head coach next season. It's still very questionable about that, but yeah, once again, it won't be a great season compared to how Louisville was, let's say, 2016, 2017. But yeah, here's what their schedule looks like. Notre Dame, then you got to play the Eastern and Western Kentuckys, and then you got Florida State, Boston College, Wake Forest. So really, honestly, their schedule isn't terrible. It's not terribly hard, but of course, with that Notre Dame game, that is going to be difficult. Then you got Clemson as well. The good thing is you got them at home. You don't have to play them on the road, so there is a possibility that you can pull an upset there when people don't expect you to. But definitely, though, once again, there are a few challenging games on the schedule. At least your road games, though, however, are not terrible. I mean, you got Kentucky, NC State. Those will be challenging, of course. But then you got Florida State. That will probably be somewhat challenging. And then Wake Forest, probably your easiest road game. But here's what I'm kind of expecting. I think 2 games on the schedule likely be guaranteed wins, and those are Eastern and Western Kentucky. That Western Kentucky game is actually not a home one, though. Something to note there, that is a neutral location. But I do believe that they will still win that game nonetheless. You got Notre Dame, though, at the beginning of the season. That should be an interesting game just to see how they do under their new head coach and with a more experienced team. Of course, it will be a challenging one. I mean, Notre Dame did make the college football playoff last season, so that is something to note as well. But yeah, Florida State, then a couple of weeks later, Boston College. Those 2 games will likely be challenging. Wake Forest, I think, if they ever win a road game next season, I think Wake Forest is going to be the game to do it. But once again, still will be challenging. Clemson and Virginia at home, those will probably be 2 very tough home games. Virginia, I'm expecting quite a bit out of next season. So something to note there. In Miami, then, you got Miami and NC State, 2 consecutive road games. Both could be difficult. Miami, I'm not really expecting a whole lot out of, but just because it's a road game is something to note. Miami is never an easy place to play. And then you got Syracuse at home and Kentucky to end off the season. So really, November, very difficult. It's going to be a very difficult month for them. October could be a little bit difficult, but I think that Wake Forest game and also having they don't have a bye week in there, never mind. But yeah, once again, still will be a difficult schedule for this Louisville team, considering that they're going to be rebuilding for the most part next season. Estimated record-wise, I'm saying 3-9 to 7-5. I think if you want a more definite answer to that question, I'd say 4 to 5 wins is your best bet. I don't think they're going to make a bowl game next season quite yet, just because once again they're going to be rebuilding next season. because of their 2-10 record last year. New head coach once again. Still could be another struggling year for this Louisville team. Once again, the returns though and the experience will help this team for years to come. That is it for Louisville's schedule preview. We're going over the ACC right now. We're starting to get towards the end of it. We only have about 4 left, I do believe. And after that, it is on to the Pac-12. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Louisville next season. How do you think that they'll do? It's kind of an interesting question. I like to hear what people think of Louisville. Kind of a wild card team next year. I'll be out once again, guys. Thank you guys all for watching. And show some support, but only if you'd like to. And I will see you later.